to a no-nonsense sales pitch of this car here. This is my car, so we're not going to have a Lego man suddenly springing from behind a tree. K-Series 1.4 litre engine, 103 brake horsepower. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's plenty for this car. It is finished in Hawaiian blue, which I call turquoise. It has lots and lots of new things, and it's had a whole load of money spent on it by a lovely chap called Aaron, or do you pronounce it Aaron? All four wheels have been properly refurbished with new wheel nuts and a set of matching tyres all round. No part ones, no ditch finders, just decent new tyres. And the refurbishment's a very, very good job indeed. It's got a new back box. The car is not perfect, but it is, as you can see, very, 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 very nice. With only a couple of little dings here and there to think about. Well, that scabby bit there. There's a repair there, and there's a repair here as well. It's also got a new windscreen. It has a lovely clean interior with, note, proper carpet, paisley seats and a slightly saggy headliner. The boot is clean and it's dry, but the parcel shelf has seen better days. You can keep the coat hanger. New discs and pads on the front. New old stock headlamps, look how clear those are. New radiator, new belts, new thingy there. It's quite clean underneath. Everything's been looked after. Coolant is the correct colour. This is present as well. Excellent bonnet shut sound, listen. An excellent door shut sound. Tiny dent on the roof. It starts on a flick. And listen to that. Or more like, don't listen to it. Because there's not a great deal of sound going on there, is there? But how does it drive? Well, it's down to a highly volatile liquid being set fire to in the combustion chamber. No, not that. How does it drive? Manually operated with a system of levers and a steering wheel and a seat. The answer is wonderfully. It drives like a brand new car. It really does. There isn't anything at all you can knock it for. Not really. You could say the clutch is ever so slightly juddery, but that's the only thing, and that is a bit of nitpicking, because the clutch action feel is actually quite good. It pulls up the hills rather well, and it stops when needed. I've never driven a more sorted Rover than this. Mechanically, it doesn't need anything. There are no cracked or worn bushes. It's had the rear trailing arms done only last year, and that's a bit of a job. Every single bush is perfect. There are no knocks, rattles, clonks or anything of the kind on this car. Honestly, it is like new. The engine, absolutely lovely. I'm a fan of the K-Series engine, of course I am, but this has to be the smoothest and quietest K-Series I have ever heard. They're not a quiet engine, they're quite raucous, but quite often they can be a bit tappety. This one, not a thing. If you want a Rover as a keeper, this is the one. This really is the car to keep. But unfortunately, I can't keep it because I've got another one. It has to go to somebody who will really appreciate this. This car is not going to be sold to someone who just wants a car. What is the point? If you just want a car, go and buy just the car. This is special. Oh yeah, special to you, mate, but not to anybody else. Not really true. Fair enough. Most people don't want a Rover, but I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to people who do want a Rover and are looking for a decent one. And this is the car. For a 1.4, it's quite eager. So rather unusually, I decided to do nearly all of this sales pitch whilst driving the car. And that's because it's cold outside and it's not cold in here. In fact, it is really toasty. This has a cracking heater. I mean, it really is hot in here. It turns winter into summer just by turning the key and putting the blower on. If I didn't have another Rover, I'd keep this lovely colour. I call it turquoise, you may call it Hawaiian blue, what have you. A proper wood veneer. It's a very comfortable car. The paisley seats are not worn out, they're not sagging, there's no crumbly bits of foam anywhere, making it look like I've been eating biscuits. No. Good quality materials, good quality car. If there's one word for this car, that word is adorable. Just like my beard. No, not quite like my beard. My beard's not that good, really. But anyway, this is a no-nonsense sales pitch. And with a no-nonsense sales pitch, you can expect warts and all. That means we've got to think about this car's warts. Well, one of the warts is the clock. The clock on the dash doesn't work. Well, it probably does work, but you can't see anything going on. It's backlit, but there's no numbers on there. That's not such a big deal, is it? No, it just means you've got to take the centre console out to actually fix it or replace it, should you want to. There is a bit of a rattle from the exhaust. It's the middle section. Now either, and I haven't checked, either it's the heat shield that's a bit loose, and you can hear it around 3000 RPM, or it's the internal of the exhaust that is falling apart, but I don't know which. Obviously, roof lining a bit on the saggy side. Same with the door cards. Another issue these cars always had, where the material starts to peel away. So it's done that a bit in places, but it's not horrendous. Paintwork for a 26 or 27-year-old car, not bad. Quite good in places. It's got a lovely look. Generally very respectable and very greeny bluey. But it does have a few bits, just not much. It's just where it's had a couple of minor repairs, a couple of tiny little dents here and there. Nothing really to shout about. This is the kind of car that would have been bought to go and buy a bottle of milk with. But, and I was actually considering doing that as part of this video. But if you look at this traffic, I'm tempted to not be on the road very much. I have a sheet of paper that explains all of the work that Aaron did on this car. And it comes to about £900 of service items and just things to make it nicer. And that doesn't include the set of alloys that were bought, then refurbished, then fit with brand new tyres. Due to how good this car actually is and how little it needs, it's just a get in, drive, enjoy. Also knowing that there's nothing with this car that will make it fail its next MOT. Keeping it myself, you might think, is a no-brainer, but the point is I can't have this as well as the other car. I can't keep all of the cars I want to keep. I've got to move things on to keep going. So this car has to go for sale, and it's going for sale today. What about the most important thing? For anyone who's really interested, you're going to want to know how much I want for this car. And the price is a very low $14.50. That's the price. That's the price. If you have a Part X, fair enough. If you have a exceedingly persuasive manner, you can have a go. Or if you have something you'd like to swap it for that I can't resist, yeah, try that as well. And now for a change and maybe a treat, I'm going to take this car home with me, where I shall enjoy it for possibly one of the last times before somebody decides that they, indeed, need to buy it. Good luck buying it.